Welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update, we're going to talk about very deeply, first, the fact that Bitcoin is doing exactly what we were expecting for the last several days, as we thought it would behoove us for Bitcoin not to come up to that 69,200 minimum level. But we have a technical move of 71,000 according to the bull flag that was formed after the big flash drop out of Bitcoin from 59,200. So as we're watching that, there's one obvious factor right now. XRP is lagging behind as usual. So we are anticipating a move by XRP. I am anticipating the move up to right around 67 cents, and we'll take a closer look at that as we divulge into this technical analysis. But I think it's very, very important today that as a XRP holder, you don't fall into the trap like you can see if you just look at the comments from the last several days about so many people that are giving up, so many people that have said it's not even worth their time. And even if XRP 20x's from here, many people believe that would not be enough for the 6-year or 77-month consolidation it's put us through. But my question to you is, in what world would we have that false rationalization that if we put in $3,500, if it turned into 70 grand, how would that not be good enough? That's where that irrational thinking loses me every time. Because when you start thinking long terms like that, you start to have unreasonable expectations, and then you won't be satisfied for just the gains that you receive and for the way we're moving year over year. And the fact that we wouldn't even be acknowledging that XRP's been in a 77-month consolidation since it hit all-time highs at $1.98. The beauty of this consolidation is when we break out the technical target out of this consolidation of 77 months, if we played out truthfully and we actually broke it before June of this year, would be around $1.97. The significance of that is the fact that we hit $1.97, $1.98 in April of 2021 when we started to crash again. We did it in 12 days. We went from 63 cents approximately, in 2021. And it took us 12 days to go from 63 cents to exacerbating our run and hitting our top. 12 days. That's why I continue to tell everybody, yes, XRP takes a long time. Yes, XRP is often undervalued most of the time and let's just say overdue for rallies when it happens. Right now, I am not surprised they came on right now for a reason. If you're looking at XRP, we're going to look for this consolidation candle this morning, but we do have a nice bullish Gartley W reversal down around 616, 617 area. It might have been 618. We'll take a closer look. So we're just looking for this confirmation here in the signal that we're not going to fall through there. And we should push up to about 67 cents today if this plays out truthfully. We just need to hold this, and XRP should have a volatile swing here at the end, even after the rest have done their job. A lot of times money will shift out of Ethereum and Bitcoin after the massive majority of its run, and then money will find its way back into XRP. We're pretty flat here on the day. Like I said, we've been as low as around 617. We got up to about the 634 in this candle. So we've been shaky. But Bitcoin right now is telling us a story. It's up 2.58%. We're up 1,717 points on the day. And I truly believe today is a day that they're going to try to trick us into either selling our XRP or keep us from, if you're a leverage trader, keep you from buying because of the liquidity risk on the shorts and longs. As I said yesterday, I felt like they were liquidating shorts and long leverage traders to get capital for the move. And that's exactly what's been going on. So right now we're going to see in today's technical analysis where the opportune moment is for XRP and when do we expect it to bounce up and make this push up towards 67 cents and not only hit that rising channel resistance from June of 2022 if bearish a second time at 66.6 or just above at 67. But we're also looking at the fact that a formation that started February 27th of this year, a rising channel that we're still stuck within it, or still stuck below it, and I'll show you exactly what that means. And I'll show you what we've actually evolved into just underneath it. So please make sure to hit that like button if you are watching this update so that YouTube will recommend this video. It doesn't only just bring new viewers into the audience, but it also brings old members that maybe it wasn't popping up in their feed and I wasn't part of their algorithm anymore, even though they wanted us to be. By you hitting that like button, YouTube recommends this video. And even the older users that might not be part of the algorithm anymore, they suddenly see me start showing back up in their YouTube feed, and they become part of the family once again. So good morning, 10:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, March 8th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Yesterday, I was not at 100% my best. We were dealing with some stuff, me and Julie, so I apologize. I still put in the effort. But to me, I feel like it was a subpar effort. Yes, I was here. Yes, we put in great information. But I feel like we could have been more loving. I feel like we could have been a little bit closer. And I feel like I could have had a tiny bit more compassion. So I promise to evolve on that today as we're back in a better space. So I thank each and every one of you for continuing to show me that support, the gratitude, and the determination of being here each and every day, as that's very, very important. So what we're looking at today, XRP. What I was watching last night, it made a lot of sense to me if we couldn't come up past this rotation, and I'll show you what I was looking at last night. I don't know why this got deleted, but I was looking at this a lot last night. A lot. And the reason I was looking at this is I was trying to determine a pattern that we could have been forming. And it appears to be something like this if I had to guess. And if we were to fall to the outside of this, I mean, it's so difficult though, because you could come over and you could say, and I know it's like splitting hairs, but it does make a big difference with this. You could say maybe something like this, which I think I'm more comfortable with, and then we can see, because this is the short-term formation that was created yesterday. Or not yesterday, but on the drop. And as you can see, we're underneath it if you look at it from this regard. But then you can also look at it as we had this rising channel and we're below it. But now we've formed this little formation below it that we have to get up just to get back up here to fulfill this pattern. So now what I'm saying is yes, it looks like we should come up just over 67 cents. But what I'm saying is what was formed yesterday is now all of a sudden we created a resistance in between there as well. Now we've got a resistance at 63.6 cents before we can even get back to 67 cents. So that's something we have to watch as it's materialized overnight. And now we have to pay attention to this. And this is the first thing I wanted to bring to everybody this morning, because XRP did have a perfect setup for a formation to come back up and retest the broken rising channel. But now what it's created another formation where we've put a resistance over the top at 63.8 cents. So now what that means is there's the possibility that instead of coming to 67 cents, that now if we have a rally, there is a chance that this could be hindered here, and you could cap any upside up here around 64 cents. So we've got to pay attention to the evolving patterns here. And this is what I was watching last night. And this is the only reason I didn't open a long last night on XRP, is because of this formation that was created. Yes, we came down to 618 and it looked really nice to me, but that was very late, and I was just heading to bed when it was around 62 cents. So right around 2 a.m., 2:30, I was starting to close my eyes. And I had a decision, and I said, I want to see the way this evolves. I want to see the way this formation evolves, because technically this could be a fake out to the downside. And if we get past 64 cents, and then ultimately we got to break the top resistance at 642. So if we get above 642, then it opens up the door again to what we were seeing yesterday in this rising channel that we broke out of. And then we have to retest it on the bottom side. That's what it looks like it's trying to signal to us. But the reason why we're being held up this morning, and the reason why, even though Bitcoin was up some 13 to 1,700 points, depending on where it's at right now, and hit 68,600 again, and XRP's been stuck here, is because we created another bearish proposition underneath this formation. Which means when you create, and what I always say, when you create a bearish proposition, now you've got to pass that bearishness. This is when the bulls decided to form a new formation, and they started to pull us outside of it. Now we're one layer behind. So as we can see, Bitcoin's up to 68,888. In my opinion, this will probably end up playing out as a fake out for XRP, and then more than likely break out. But don't shoot the messenger, because I'm showing you this updated formation, which I'm very excited that I was watching this all last night. So I'm very, very familiar with what this setup entails. And if we were to break down, because we already came up here, and let's just say we can't get back over 64, there's a real chance that if Bitcoin comes up to 69,200 and XRP is just consolidating, that we could very well find ourselves on a flash drop down at 56 cents before we can even blink if Bitcoin doesn't decide to move up to that 71K. We put ourselves in quite a predicament here for XRP because Bitcoin's run up so much and is about to fulfill our target, and XRP has not done diddly squat. As I said, XRP is severely behind this move, and it very well could just be going to be a quick hitter. But we've got two levels of interest to watch, and we're going to focus this morning on Bitcoin and XRP. You're not going to see any reading this morning. You're not going to see any other technical analysis based on any other tokens. Maybe XLM and XDC sneaks in at the very end, only because they're tied to the HIP to XRP, as we call them, the three X's. We will show the XRP market cap, but we need to focus on this very move. Right now, Bitcoin, the technical target off of 66,283, which we never even came down to break last night to invalidate this structure. Our technical move is up at 71,000 approximately. If we measure it 100%, which I like to do, we're at about 71,169. This 69,245 is the catalyst to get us up to that level. That is the old swing high, is right around 69,245. It's actually a tiny bit higher. 69,387 approximately. So if we come over that, we know we're coming up to that 71,160. That might be what has to happen for XRP to start making this move. So if you are paying attention, remember this. XRP, yes, we're coming to try to fight and retest this rising channel resistance on the backside. And also, we're trying to come up to this rising channel resistance from June of 2022, which we've already hit once. It seems tailor-made for this move to 67 cents. I'm just calling it for what it is. But the reason why it's being stunted right now is because it created a short pattern here that we have to break out of before we can technically flip bullish here. And like I said, don't shoot the messenger, but this is what's going on right now. So we've created this ascending formation that we fell outside of after the little flash drop there of about 8%. Now we failed to push back over it, and we failed to appropriately push back up to this rising channel resistance. This should be what we're focused on, but we can't be focused on this at all. Yes, this is where I'm expecting it to move to about 67 and some change now. And as we continue working up, maybe that's how we get to that technical move of 67 cents, 67.7 cents on the initial run up that we never fulfilled. So we're going to continue to watch this, but as I've been stating, and pay very close attention in this update, if you get nothing else out of this update, make sure you understand, yes, this is the rising channel we fell out of, and yes, that is what we're trying to backtest to see if we have any kind of bullishness or if this is a bearish consolidation to the downside. But we've also created this ascending formation that also fell outside of it to show us another bearish proposition. So now we've made it even more difficult on ourselves to get back up to retest that 67 cents and some change on that broken rising channel, because now we have to retest the ascending triangle breakdown at 64.3 cents and break over that to prove our bullishness. So we have to be very cautious this morning. Now, I will say I'm optimistic because XRP is lagging behind so bad that it feels like there's a move to come here. But let's pay attention to that. I think that's a beautiful 14-minute rundown of what I'm seeing here with XRP and the obstacles we have to go over and the targets that Bitcoin is trying to meet. With the XRP market cap, we're down 0.11% to 34.25 billion. We know we have to hold, and we did last night, 33.96 billion. If we hold that, that'll stop us from dropping all the way down to possibly 32.2, but at least from having an overextension down to like 33.5. It doesn't seem like a lot, but in terms of price action and leverage traders and such, this could end up being, a little bit of a move that ends up distorting someone's view. But I still think XRP is more than enough positioned, as long as we don't have a big liquidity drop, buy Bitcoin once it hits 69,200. And we're coming up to that double top very quickly here. And I'm very, very intrigued by the moment here for XRP. Let's just put it that way. I'm very intrigued by the setup. It's just we have to get over the first here at 643. So that opens up a little bit of a retest run here. Even if XRP is bearish and it needs to retest the outside here. Now, you got to be very careful that it doesn't break down. But let's just say it does break up. I'm around, let's just say 625. Just to get back up here to try to break out of this area. It's about 2.5% to get back up there. So that's essentially what XRP is showing us this morning. It's showing us that exact setup. It won't go without its consolidation as we're seeing this morning. But at some point, XRP should use the 625 support underneath. And that should be a nice catalyst to help us push out of here. So hopefully we can get that run to 67 cents. It can be hampered if we get rejected here at any time by 64.5 cents at the top end. Or 64.6. If this rejects here, that will close the door. If it starts pulling down, you won't even get the opportunity to hit the 67 cent rising channel resistance. So that's where we're looking. That's what I'm feeling. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this morning's update, please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this video. Share this on social media. And if you are looking to show me some personal support for the time I put in and you do appreciate what I do, consider sending one time per month a YouTube Super Chat, or consider joining Tom's Army. And in month 1, you get the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Yes, my face is superimposed on that badge, so I think it's pretty cool. If you're looking to trade XRP, whether spot or you're like, I already spot, but I don't know how to do leverage trading, BITUNIX is in the video description below and or pinned comments. They welcome USA users and also users from Canada as of 24. They got their licensing there, 22 in the USA. But if you are using the platform in the USA, they have the lowest spot and futures leverage trading fees, and you don't need to use a VPN, which is the most important thing to me. And they don't go down in high times of volatility like the likes of Kraken and Coinbase and Binance and Uphold and your normal characters. It's up in the high times of volatility. Even back last July when I first discovered the platform, they were up in the high times of volatility and never went down when XRP went up 94%. We had a market-wide push. We never went down. So I'm sharing that. That's in the video description below and our pinned comments. Join me on BITUNIX. They've been around since Uphold was with the not letting XRP off the exchanges. They never got rid of it during the unregulatory uncertainty and the lawsuit. But they have, and I mean on the pennies on the dollar, is the fees compared to Uphold. So take advantage of that and don't shortchange yourself. In conclusion, XLM at 14.18% or 14.18 cents. XLM has also found itself in a interesting moment like XRP. We still have a technical move to 15.1, but if we lose the 13.5 underneath, that could cap any upside right here. And we've already fulfilled the first tier target. 14.44 for anybody watching. That was our first tier target. That's why it's here on this flag that we set up for the move. And then if we were able to get on top of that, then we had a technical target that was filling out, and it technically pushed us up near the 15.1 level. So we'll see if we can play this true. It looks like it's setting up for something, but just like XRP, looks like a little consolidation is starting to happen here, even though Bitcoin is approaching 69,000. So watch, if you're investing into this and you're a leverage trader, watch for that spike. Watch for a spike. What I mean by that is watch for the spikes. Like last night, if you're a leverage trader, watch for these spikes like this where we get some exhaustion. And then instead of buying at 62.5 or 63, you're down here at 61.9 or 61.95 or 62. You know, you don't want to buy these pumps. You want to buy the crashes when people are starting to lose their liquidation and their leverage. And they're getting liquidated, or they're just getting called on their contract. So there's many ways to play this. So we've seen XRP, XLM, Bitcoin, and like we said, watch Bitcoin for that 69,200, or if it breaks past their 71,000 for the technical target. XRP one last time, I'll show it, and then we'll end with XDC. XDC, we formed this little bit of an ascending formation, an ascending triangle. After our little flash drop, we broke down outside of this now, and now we need to get past 64 cents minimum to start pushing back up. 64.6 on the resistance, on the uptrending resistance. And then what we're trying to make our way back to is this falling channel we broke out of on February 27th. It started, broke out of it March 5th to the downside, had that 8% drop, and now we're trying to work our way back up there. That's, as of press time, if we get up there today, that could be as high as 68.5 cents now. So we're starting to move into a direction if we do break up. And ultimately, we know that that gets us back to our rising channel resistance from June of 2022. And if it breaks up to 68, that puts us over that move. So we have to watch very closely this morning what's going to happen with XRP. And finally, and then I'll release this update, XDC down 1.82%, still doing very well up to 4.48 cents. It's coming back to likely back test this formation. If it comes all the way back down, it's 444 approximately. Yeah, 444. So that's what we're looking at for the retest. And we're still looking for a massive breakout. It's just now that we created this little rising channel in itself for XDC, after you hold the 444, your next move is going to be around 5 cents. So just consider that if you hold it. If not, you're going to continue to drop down, and your first tier layer will be down to about 427. Make sure you hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video. Thank you all for tuning in on this morning update. And if you made it until the end, type in hashtag #BeBetterDoBetter in the comments.